The library is a magical but underutilised and underappreciated service in our society. It's a place where you can find comfort, adventure, and yourself. But we live in a society obsessed with shiny, new aesthetic things, and pre-read books wrapped in plastic don't make the cut. I'm on a mission to reduce my carbon footprint and overconsumption and support my local community by making the most of this wonderful service available to me. Welcome to the Library Diaries.
Hey everyone, it's Fionn and welcome back to my channel, Croeso Eva Chanel, and welcome to episode 3 of the Library Diaries. I finished this book yesterday, my latest library pick, and I need to return it in the next couple of days. So although I'm not going to be starting the newest library books for a couple of weeks probably, I thought I'd select them so that I can get them when I return that one. I really wanted to read Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto, but I've just had a look and they don't have it, which is really sad. They do have another book by Julie Soto, so I might try that if it works out, but we'll see. So I'm going to do my number generator now. I'm going to go 1 to 338 and hope it works quickly because I gotta go. 213 is Penance by Eliza Clark. Ooh, let's see. My video cut off yesterday in the middle, but I generated Penance by Eliza Clark, and unfortunately someone has it on loan. They haven't returned it, even though their return date has passed, which is not ideal, but you know, things happen, it's fine. So I regenerated and I got Never Lie by Freida McFadden, which I've just picked up, and when I generated it I was like, oh okay, I'm not sure I'm in the mood for a thriller. But now that I've got it, I'm like, whoa, I want to start it right now. But yeah, I have some other books still on my January TBR that I need to prioritise for the time being. But hopefully I'll get to this in the not too distant future. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard good things about this one. But I think I've also heard not good things about it. So we'll see how it goes. So I've only read 2 chapters so far, so I don't really know anything. That is 22 pages. But from the get-go, it's so much easier to read than the last book I was reading. Something about thrillers is just so easy to read. The prologue was really good. The prologue was really good. And then we've moved forward in time a bit. I have some suspicions already, but obviously, like I said, I've literally read 22 pages, so I probably know nothing. But I'm intrigued to see where it goes so far. The only thing that's wound me up is that, surprise surprise, someone has green eyes, piercing green eyes, and I know people do have green eyes in this world, but the percentage or proportion of people in the world with green eyes is not well reflected in the literary world, and it bothers me. I don't know why. I know that's ridiculous of me, but I find it irritating. Like, they've always got green eyes in books, and that's just not representative of real life. But that's just one of my own little quirks and annoyances, so it's fine. It's not really a big deal. So I'm about halfway through now, and at this point I'm not sure if it's predictable or intentionally misleading, because if I have predicted it, then that happened very early on, and I don't know, I feel like there should be quite a big reveal and plot twist coming, and I'm hoping that that's true, but we'll see. I don't know, I'm not sure where it's gonna go. But I am enjoying it, and like, being a thriller, it is a fast read, which I'm definitely enjoying after the slog of the last book I read. We're in good shape. I'll definitely finish it in the next few days, possibly tonight, but I think that's probably unlikely. but hopefully it's Friday evening now, and hopefully I'll finish it by the end of Sunday, because I'm pretty busy tomorrow, so I probably won't do a lot tomorrow. I'm gonna get back to it. Yeah, sure. I hope I'm not right. Ooh, I've just had an idea. That's rubbish. Bad move, Adrian. She got me. She got me, of course she got me. I don't know why I doubted. I'm still waiting for a few loose ends to tie up though. I think I've had the big reveal, but there could be more, or it could just be loose ends. I have about 30 pages left. It's quite late, but I think I'm going to finish it now. Yeah, I did do a little gasp, like, when I read that last bit. I feel like going like this. Well. That was me doing that little mouse click sound that people do when they flip to a new screen, but I can't find it on my iMovie, so I'm just doing this. So I finished Never Lie on Friday, and it's now Tuesday. So it's been a few days, and the main thing that that stood out for me, I guess, for this book from those few days is that it is not very memorable for me. It was fun while it lasted. It was good, I enjoyed it, I had a good time. And when it was finished, it was finished. Yeah, the twist got me in this book. I didn't see it coming, and I did have like a oh my god when I read that page. But I'm still just like, okay, I've read that. Whereas when I think back to like 5-star thrillers, I think of The Silent Patient. I did kind of see that twist coming, but still the way it was done just felt so magical, and I couldn't believe it, even though I'd kind of thought that it might come. And then the same with Rock, Paper, Scissors. I can't even remember what the twist was of that book, but I remember the way that it made me feel, which, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think this book's going to do either of those things for me, which is fine. I think I just said in my February wrap-up, I was talking about the book Holes, and I was saying that I had felt while I was reading that book that it was a nice time, it was good for what it was, and then it wasn't going to be very memorable, it wasn't going to have a long-lasting effect. But I said, like, I kind of feel like I should read more books like that, where it's just a nice time while it lasts and then it's done. And this book definitely fit that bill for me, so I definitely can't complain. There are just two things I think that are not even big criticisms, and in some ways I'm hesitant to voice them because they're going to seem to some people really, really nitpicky, but I'm going to be true to myself and things that I noticed in this book. So the first one was that just towards the start of the book, like I think this only happened 2 or 3 times at the start, but sometimes I found the writing a little bit like jolty. So one example, although this is not a direct exact example, but it was something about her neck, and she said something like, he came over to me and nuzzled into my neck, full stop. He kissed my neck, like something like that. And it's kind of like, if you've just told your reader that he's walked over to you and nuzzled into your neck, then you can kind of let them infer that when he kisses you, then when you already know his face is in your neck, that when he kisses you, it's on your neck. I just didn't like the fact that it was neck, like 2 sentences after the other, which, like I said, probably seems so nitpicky, but for me it kind of didn't flow, and it took away from the flow that the rest of the book was kind of giving. That only happened 2 or 3 times, and only towards the start of the book. I definitely didn't notice it again after I hit that point. But yeah, I did notice that. And then the other thing, I think I mentioned in one of my clips that I wasn't sure if she was being really obvious or intentionally misleading. Now, obviously, I didn't get the main reveal, so it obviously wasn't obvious, to me at least. But there were some things that were kind of like, she was throwing things in there to see if you'd think something different, which I thought. It's really hard to talk about it without giving any spoilers, because I don't want to be like, oh, they made this character look bad and they weren't, in case someone else reads it, and I don't want to ruin that experience for them, where they're like, well, I already know it's not them. Do you know what I mean? But how can I word it? There were just a few things that looked like they could have been foreshadowing future bad events that turned out they weren't. They were just coincidences, which is absolutely fine, but I didn't really feel like those coincidences got wrapped up. So I felt like there were a few loose ends. Like, why did it make so much sense for us to think that, even if it was wrong? How did that work out? Why was that coincidence there? I don't know if that makes any sense outside of my brain, but I get what I mean. But those are not huge criticisms. Those are just 2 little things that I picked up on in my reading experience. And on the whole, it was a very positive reading experience. I did enjoy it. It was very short. It was very quick. I find with a thriller, they're quick reads anyway, because the plot is fast paced. But also the chapters tend to be short, which they were in this book, which means there's a bit more blank space on the pages. So the pages don't take as long themselves, regardless of what the plot is. And then this book is 296 pages, so it's a short book anyway. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you want something quick to get through over a few days, but not if you want the most amazing book you're ever going to read. But this might be that for you. It just wasn't for me. Enough of that rambling though, because I'm just basically saying the same things over and over again. I feel like this video is rubbish because I barely filmed anything, because the book was so short and I read it so fast. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if next time I might go back to trying 2 books in one episode. I don't know. See how it goes. I guess it does depend a bit on what the book is that I pull, but ooh, just gave myself a little cramp. With all that said, this is the end of the Library Diaries episode 3, and thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot, and I'm really grateful. And I will see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Goodbye.